Hello everyone, welcome to day 130. What are we on? Day 133, I think, I don't know. Sorry about the past few days, very low effort, because I was out of town and didn't really have a nice setup going on, so. But, regardless, I need to figure out my setup over there, because I'm going to be starting my internship pretty soon. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop making videos. I gotta keep going to the last day of my last day will be the day before I graduate. Or I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do it on the day I graduate, or maybe I should the day before I graduate, like do the ceremony and stuff. Well, that's gonna be till like next year, so I'm thinking way too far. But grind doesn't stop. So yeah, past few days, pretty shit video, but who cares? As long as I'm consistent, like generally speaking, then I think I'll accept it for myself. I fixed everything up. Everything works now. It's I realized I haven't really like a lot of the stuff here is like a lot of the stuff here I messed up was it actually wasn't an infinite while loop. It was just like I think the enter was a part of the character and it was just not evaluating, you know. But now I fixed it, so all this stuff is pretty nice. So, you know, what it should be doing is parsing correctly. It's not evaluating anything. That's what the evaluation step is for chapter 3. We're on the last chapter. So, pretty excited about this. I need to figure out where the meat of the stuff is. Almost done with this book. Pretty surprised. Strategy evaluation. Yep, there's like a lot of history, like the Lua jig, the tree walking interpreter. So yeah, we need to make our objects. So, the foundation of our object. Yeah, let's get to it. Pretty excited. Alright, let's make a new stuff. Before I start though, let me get out everything. And, completed, parsing, monkey code, completing parsing monkey code, and we can push. But before I start though, I wanted to show you guys my status of my NeoVim. So if I just tree real quick, this is my configuration setup. So I have two folders on the root, after and FT plugin. I do it this way to avoid that super annoying like 8 space indentation thing that happens on save. I don't know why it does that. It's something about like, I don't know, it's super annoying. And I have my own like configuration with these. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but whatever, you know. We have the int.lua, and then my thing is separated into two things. It's pretty typical. I have the Lua and my bow. Bow is just to represent my global configurations. What makes my NeoVim, right? It's like I have a settings.lua, like just any general settings. I have like key maps, and then I have to put this for lazy. And then this, plugins, pretty simple. Just all the things I would like to use. This, just purely for completion, not the auto, well, there is autocomplete, but it's like a ghost text. And I have that for that. I think it's like the more modern version of like better than MV completion. Apparently it's faster, it's better. You know, I'll stick with it. Color scheme. I call it color scheme because I end up may change the color scheme, so I don't want to like name it the color scheme. So that's color scheme. for the auto formatting on save, git signs, harpoon, lazy dev, because I was really annoyed of the Lua Vim option stuff, which is super annoying, but who cares? So I just let Lua lazy dev have it. That LSP stuff, my status bar, and the mini one. The mini one's a bit interesting because this one's the one with 2 plugins, but I have 2 things here. I have the mini AI, which is the better surround stuff, which is like this. Let's say if I test, let's call us Bob here, right? I can just I can be in the middle of the SAIW, and okay, SAIW, and then Q, and it will surround that stuff, which is super nice, you know. Well, that's surround. But the AI stuff, I think it's this one. Let's say I have this. Let's say I have quotes here, right? I can go DIQ and it'll delete stuff from there. So it's just better to like verbiage, Vim verbs for like text objects. So that's cool. Then I have obviously tree sitter Tmux there. This honestly, if I could figure out a way to like just switch off panes and like, cause like here's the thing, or I guess I don't know, tabs. I don't know what you call this. Because I've been using it. I used to use this a lot more. This configuration, like let's say, I have the split. I used to this a lot, so this Tmux Navigator was really necessary. But I don't do that anymore because I started to realize I really value the screen real estate that I have with coding, and I think this is a lot better, and it kind of like makes sense with the window manager philosophy, I guess, right? So I started to use this a lot more, and it's actually better because I get to run like code and have my code still up, you know, because I lose like you know space here if I do the oops. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. And then but yeah. But the thing is, yeah, if I could figure out a way to, I think I must need Tmux Navigator, but that's fine. Tree sitter and then Vim fugitive. I'm gonna try to better learn this. But it seems like it will be useful when I do work, like actual like production, like for a company, you know, because you have to like resolve merge conflicts and all that jazz. I stole this from the Primeagen just to feel how he uses it, and then already made like a. It's just like my own binding here, which is this one is the GD, which is the 3 vertical split. You have your main, you have the main branch, and then the feature branch on the right, and then you can edit it really nicely. But yeah, other than that, and then this stuff is GUGH just to like apply the changes from the main or apply the changes from the feature. But you know. That stuff, and then I can all like do the typical git add, git commit, git push all on NeoVim, which is nice, you know. So yeah, and that's it. I try to keep it. I think this is a relatively minimal-ish. What do you guys think? This is on about like 14 plugins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. About 14 plugins. I'm trying to keep it really minimal. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you consider this as a minimal, or is this like a lot? Because I don't want anything like AI stuff in my stuff, because I think that gets a bit too much. Like if I want to use AI, I'll probably just go there and chat with it. And then, you know, yeah, I don't know. I haven't had a use for AI yet, at least in my workflow. I like the autocomplete, like I have in my shell, like sudo pacman, you know, like stuff like this. I like that. It's less distracting than the big pop-up thing that comes up, the box completion. But rather than that, yeah. And then I forgot to mention oil. This is so nice to have. Oil is just a godsend, you know. But sometimes I have bad habits with it, which is like to navigate the like my structures. I should be using more Harpoon instead, but you know, I'm starting to learn better. The thing about Harpoon, I like Harpoon, but the only issue I have with Harpoon is that I have a tendency to forget what files I marked, you know. If you guys want to see my Harpoon setup, right? Harpoon is I have it pretty unique-ish. I don't know, I think this is an old convention back in the day. I used the prefix T instead of like space. This is only because of my keyboard here, right? If you guys see my keyboard, I'm actually using a Korn keyboard, right? So this is my keyboard, and it's kind of it doesn't have many keys, and one of the things that's kind of annoying with this keyboard is the is hitting numbers, because numbers are on a different layer for me because I only have 42 keys, and that's actually three keys I have to press. So for example, if I had space, like the typical Harpoon setup, right? Like the typical Harpoon setup was like key map dot set, normal mode is like what, space, or it's like leader 1 or something like that, function, and then, you know, I make an anonymous function here, like this, right? That's a typical thing. I used to have this, but the thing is I would have to hit space, right? Space plus the mod key, the layer key. Let me see. My layer key is this middle button right here. Right here. I have to press this button right here. The middle, like right here. I have to press this one. Which again, I don't mind that when I'm typing normally, but if obviously I use this a lot, so it's layer, right, plus the number, right? That's 3 keys. But if I have T, and I also did the Vim, like I'm really used to the home, I also want to stay in the home row, so it's T plus H for the first, and then all the way to HJKL, right? And I actually added one more to semicolon, which is a lot better because I get one more key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I get 5 things to remember. I rarely fill all 5, but in the case I do, it'll be, you know, it'll be nice. But typically you only need like 2 to 3 files to remember. But I suck at memory, so like it just kind of sucks. And then I like this Control P and N. You know, I actually haven't really been able to use this that much. But it is natural feeling because I like the jump marks thing. So yeah, regardless. Yeah, pretty nice stuff. That's kind of my Vim, NeoVim. What do you guys think? Do you think this is pretty minimal, or is it bloated in your opinion? I try to keep it simple as possible, and then add when necessary, because I'm starting to get into the philosophy of like understand your configuration. But yeah, it's simple as I can make it. I mean, I could have technically made this into a single file, but that gets kind of messy. So I like the single file per plugin type of thing. But anyways, we're getting distracted here. Let's actually get some work done. Let's make something pretty simple. Let's do. We need to represent our stuff, our parse stuff into more, you know, more like actual like stuff here. So let's actually make an object. Object.go. And also I need to start using Vim more. I aliased it. I saw a suggestion, and like I feel like a lot of people do it. So package object. So yeah, let's create an object type, which is the object. Let's put this over here. A lot of yapping today. Type object string, object type string. Yeah, and type object interface. So we have a type function. So as long as it implements these functions, it will be if satisfies the object kind of interface. So object type and inspect, which is a string. So return the string, and yeah, okay, pretty simple. Yeah. So yeah, let's get this going. So let's import fmt and get some another let's implement our first object with which will be type integer struct, and its value is an int 64, and it needs to implement the type for this integer to be an interface or implement the interface of an object. We have to make a type function. So let's call this I integer, and let's call it type, and it will return object object type. Oh my god, why can I object type. Let's see. Oh, actually, we're not gonna do that. We're actually only implementing the string or the inspect. Interesting. Okay. I forget in Go, if you implement one of the interfaces, does it count or no? I don't know. Regardless, we're just gonna do fmt.sprintf, and we'll say percent digit I dot value. Simple. Right? Yeah, so we still need to do the type as well. So let's actually do that too. Type, and this needs to do object type. All right. I don't know. What did they do? Let's see. What did he say about this? Still needs the type methods that it returns an object type, just like we did with the token type. We need to some constants. Okay. All right. Integer object. So let's start here. Const integer obj equals integer object. Right? And then we just return. Well, does that make even sense? Okay. Integer object, yeah. I don't know, how does this work? Like it's I guess it satisfies it somehow. But now we're done with the integer, which is nice. So let's do two more and then we'll finish up tomorrow. So we're gonna do the Boolean and null type. So let's get to it. So let's do Boolean. So let's do Boolean obj. Let's call Boolean. I surely need to get caps lock on this. Okay. Maybe if I double shift, I can make my own keybind for this. Double shift means to cap lock, and then double shift again is to undo that. Interesting. I don't know. That'll be nice. So yeah, let's do another one. Let's just copy this, and we'll call this bool. Value is just a boolean. You know, makes sense. Change B. Let's call this B. Boolean, and we return a boolean. That's nice. Change this B here. With the B for boolean. String. T. B. Yeah, value's fine. Let's do one more for null. Null obj. Let's do that. Let's call this null. And let's start with number 10 here. What was it? Null. Let's this and full null. And return null obj. And go down here to this to and for null. This one's a string, so we can just return a null. Null doesn't have any fields. Empty struct, which is pretty cool. But anyways, yep. Then we'll do 3 evaluating expressions. All right. Yeah, evaluator and evaluator test. Let's do that tomorrow. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'd like to thank. We're almost hitting at 900 subscribers, which is crazy. You guys are interested in my boring ass videos, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I hope it inspires you guys to kind of, you know, find something to kind of grind and like improve on. I'd love to see more types of videos like this in the kind of the computer science-esque coding space in YouTube. So if you guys are on the fence of doing it, dude, get on it, man. Just keep it simple. You know, just keep it simple and just post. You know, if I see you guys on there, I'll subscribe. So let me know, guys. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you for tomorrow's. Peace.